Okay, so what we're going to do now is manage the user password information here. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to do CHH hyphen L, L for list, and then the user information. Zafar. Okay, what is this means here is when you run this command. So let me put this here. Okay, so the first information is showing here is okay. So here we have last password change. This is when the password was last changed. It's probably the day when the password was user was created. Okay, and it says password never expires and password inactive. Okay, and then account expires never. And then minimum number of days between the password change 0. Maximum number of days between the password changes, it says 999, so it never expires or things like that. Okay, in a perfect in the real world scenario, this is not the case here. Okay, leaving something like this is going to be very dangerous. And then if somebody left and then if you forgot to disable their ID, what will happen is it will automatically disable after inactivity. Okay, so let's see here how we could change here. So what you could do is you type the command CHH, okay, hyphen M, and then you type 30, and then you type Zafar. Okay, let's take a look here. So what happens here is instead of 9999, 99,000 days, it's there now for 30 days. Maximum number of days between the password change. Usually you set it to 90 here. Okay, so let's set it to 90. So every 90 days you have to change the password. Okay, and let's see here. 7 days before the password is going to expire, it will bug you that the password is going to expire. Okay, so let's try it here. And then to set this number here, minimum number of days between the password change. Okay, let's keep that to, let's see here. CHH hyphen I. And then let's keep it to 60 over. Okay, here. What is going to happen here is, last password change was this day, and then the password expires. It expires in, the password expires on May 8th. So why is it saying May 8th?
You put the 60 days, right? 90 days, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
So I put it in here, 90 days. 90 days after this day, since this day, the password is going to expire. Okay? And then why is it say July 7th? Because from this day, another 60 days, if there is no activity from this day, the ID is going to be disabled. Okay? So most of the time you see that these things here. So let me see. I'm going to between the change and the set account expires. Okay. So it says this says inactive here, but what it really means this here is after the password has expired and after 60 days from the date the password has expired. Okay. Let's see if the password is expired and somebody is trying to log in, they probably will. What they do is they probably will try to reset the password, right? And even after the password has already expired and nobody is logging in up to 60 days, that means disable the ID. Okay, so you have to run these commands to do it. Okay, let me copy this. CHFNI, this is what you get. And then to set the -M, right?
Yes, uppercase M.
Okay, hold on. So I said this -M. So when you type this to set the password change, okay, set the password to expire 90 days. Okay, so you put this command in there. Okay, and then to set the password, to set the ID disable after the password has expired. Okay, 60 days. So we type CH age, I'm sorry, cannot change age. And then you type CH age I and then the Zafar. You put this command in there. And then this is the output you get. So this is pretty simple here. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Let me switch to Zafar Red Hat. Okay, I'm not getting any messages that the password need to expire here. So let's change this to 6 days here. 6 days from now. Let's see what it's gonna do. Okay, so the password is gonna expire on February 14th. Password expires. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, so this is what will trigger here. You are required to change your password immediately, password aged. Now that the password has already expired here, because this password is set to expire on the 14th of from this date. 7 days from this date is the password is going to expire on 14 days because we issued the command 6 days here from this date. And then it has automatically going to take 60 days from this day here. So this is what we gave here. So 60 days from this day. Yeah, 60 days from this day, the ID is going to disable. And then the warning is going to give is 7 days, or you could usually set the warning. Don't worry about how often you're going to have to do this. You just put this in here, 7 days here. Leave that default here. So now every 6 days is going to bug the user to change the password every 6 days. Okay. Okay. I think it locked it out. Okay, let's see if I'm able to log in.
So, brother, how do we, is there any way we can find out how the user is locked, or not locked?
What was the concept? Yeah, you could check it in here. So you have to go into shadow file here, cat etc shadow. And where is Zafar here? So there is another file here, cat etc log secure. Cat var log secure. Okay, so this is a file where you have all the security activity going on in here, and it says here that password for Zafar from port failed password. Okay, and it's accepted password for Zafar from here, and then a session opened by the password check failed for Zafar. So authentication failure here. So let's fix this here. What? I'm sorry, list. Okay, so actually let me change this here. Let me have this about 60 days here so that it could actually log in. So and maximum number of days the password change. I'm gonna make this 60 days here, okay? Okay. Alright, now let's try to log in and try to change the password. Actually, it didn't put the password last time he was trying to change you. So what we need to do is, we need to change a password, Zafar. So password change is February 22nd today, and then it's going to expire 60 days from now. And then 7 days before the password expires, it's going to tell you that you have to, it will give you the warning here. So when we set this as 6 days, it was giving us the warning here. So there is not too much to this here, but if the user is not able to log in, they will just tell you that they are not able to log in. You just have to use the password. Password is Zafar, and then set the new password for them. There is a way you could see what is he doing here, but normally what you do is you go in here and check the log activity of the security here, and you see failed password for Sam, password change for Zafar. Okay. And accepted password. Now session open for user Zafar by UID 0. Change password expired for Zafar. Okay, this is my activity, okay? And then you try to log in here. Expired password for Zafar. This is the message we got. Accepted password for Zafar and session opened by Zafar, session closed by.
Brother Zafar, when you saying here, there, can you highlight those lines so that I can exactly see where you are pointing?
Yeah. So here's the activity here. So I changed the password here. I changed the password expiring.
Got it.
And when Zafar logged in, then he got the message here, password expired for Zafar because it aged. Okay, and then here he changed the password here. Okay, and then session open, and then session closed, and then the password check failed here. Because I put in the password here, I was putting in the wrong password because I had already forgotten the correct password. As a user, for root you've been using the simple password, right? Red Hat. But in reality,
That is correct.
yeah, in reality, those things really don't work. You have to put in the complex password. Okay? So that's what it was. So I had to reset the password because I had already forgotten the password what I have given. I thought I gave it a Red Hat 1, 2, 3, 4. After so many attempts, it will lock out. Okay? The user ID will lock out after 4 or 5 attempts. That's what I'm looking in here. Authentication, password check failed, okay? I was putting in the wrong password here, and then authentication failed, so it failed again, and then connection was closed. Over here, the password was changed by root. Okay? So he's able to log in now.
So the password that I'm seeing in parentheses is the actual password. Does it show in the one log file?
No, the password is not going to show, man. Come on.
What is there on this in the parentheses in the last line?
Here?
Yeah, yes, that's what is PHO?
This is check authorization okay. And password was changed for Zafar. So it was changed by PAM Unix. When you have something like this is a root user. This
Okay.
is a root user. and this is check Unix check password check failed. Okay, I highly recommend to just play around a little bit, not too much here. Most of the time, if I get a request, I'm not keeping anything in my head here. I'm just looking up how I did last time, and then that's what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm gonna highlight this and 90 days and 60 days.
So can you change the password by using root level or root user?
The root user could do anything.
I mean, if you forgot the password and Zafar.
First, you have to log in, right?
Yeah. I mean, the root user is a privilege, right?
As a sudo, you could do that. Then you become a root.
Yeah. If you forgot the password in this case, right?
Yeah. So if you are one of those users, I mean, usually sudo user is usually the admins also. Oh, okay. The user is not in the sudo. This incident will be reported. Okay, fine. So you could play around a lot here in a secure file and see what is going on here. I said the file user is in there. So how are you going to do that? CH group. Let him add to the give him the sudo permission. So sudo -a, and if it's a small g, it will become a primary group. Okay, you give a uppercase real Zafar. Oh no. Can someone tell me what's the problem? I'm typing wrong command here. User mod. -ag. Let me clear this. -ag. Will is the group that are sudos. Okay, now we have a sudo access. So I do sudo.
When you gave the access to Zafar and we were trying to use the scheme.
No, I'm trying to use sudo Zafar, right? Sudo su alpha. Why is it? Okay, it's not taking it. User mode. Okay, let's do.
But when you do the ID Zafar, does it show the wheel also or it should not show the wheel?
It should show the view. Yeah, it's not showing the view. Why is it not showing the green code? Why is it change? Okay, let me do this here. -A-G. Okay. Okay. Oh, once you are in a pseudo group and you become a root, then you have a full access. Okay. That's what your question is, right? If you switch to root, you should be able to set a different password, right? So yeah. You could you could switch to root and then set a simple password for the user.
Yeah.
But you are doing only for the local users here. If there is an Active Directory, you won't allow that to you. Because that is the local the ID is not local to the system. The ID is coming from the Active Directory server here. So the policy will be implemented.
But in our case, we have the access all the active directory and everything, right? In this particular case that we are studying at this moment.
No, this is not. This is just a local admin group.
Jazakallah.
Okay, so let's move forward here from here. Excuse me. So the next topic I'm going to show is how I'm going to show next thing is how to break in into how to recover the regular user password, the root password here. So if the root password is forgotten, what are you going to do? Okay, you have to. Okay, you already know in a regular Red Hat stick how do you recover the root password. You guys already know about.
I think you log in as number one. You go to the machine and physically log in. You don't need a password at that time.
Yeah, it will automatically log in directly in there as root. Okay. Okay. All right. So you know how to do that. What I'm going to show you, I'm going to just show you for 7 years. 7 is a little bit different. So, today is 0, 20. So you can't do this using 14 years. So what you have to do is, you have to restart or start the system. Okay, and when this is starting here, you do interrupt. Okay, so what is this coming up here? This is oh sure. So you use the up and down arrow key here, and okay, okay, so you come to this screen, and okay, you are on this screen here. Okay, and then what you do is you select the top option. Okay, and it says here like E2 edit. Okay, all right. So and then you go down over here to this line here. Okay, so let me adjust this. View skill mode. So you use the down arrow key and scroll down here and come to this line. Okay, Linux 16. So you have to come to this line and go all the way to the end of the line. What I usually do is I go backwards. Yeah, no, just go this way here. Okay, give a space there and type rd.break. Okay.
But Zafar, side question, please.
Yeah.
Okay, there will be more than one root people in the company.
No.
Most of the time, there's only one root person.
There's only one root in any system.
Okay.
So you go to one root here, and all the systems would have same password here because Active Directory actually is not part of this what I'm showing here, but it's totally different thing here. Active Directory, what it does is it's sneaking into it's a very good question actually. Sneaking into all these servers you have, thousands of servers, and updating the root password everywhere else. Okay, so sometimes it doesn't get updated and you type the new root password, it doesn't remember the new one. It probably remembers the old one or whatever. For whatever reason you need to do this, you have to do this individually. You're not doing on the multiple servers here because you're not even into the operating system mode. You are into the grub mode, which is way before the operating system loads. So usually what I'm doing here is you will be doing only on individual basis on one server at a time. Is that what you asked, or you have a different question?
No, but I understand that you have thousands of servers, and you're saying we need to go to every single server to change the password?
No, thousands of servers. It doesn't happen to all of those servers. There's some servers this problem comes up. Usually the physical servers that are running Linux, you have this problem coming up. So I'm just showing you how to break in the Linux operating system here.
Okay, since we are using the our virtual box here,
It's the same thing.
in the actual environment, we will have the VMware or something. So we need to know the VMware password where we are running this server.
Exactly.
To log into that. Okay.
You will get a VMware login, or if there is a physical server, you have to go in front and stand in front of this physical server. Or I think I showed you if you could log in using either if it's a Dell, you do IDRAC, or if it's HP, you do console. Did I talk about that at all or no?
I can't recall. Might be you have done it, other people recall, but I don't recall.
Okay, let's go back.
You can control that from search. It might be show you if it's there, some keyword that you know.
Yeah, let me see. Okay, yeah. Let's just wait for this. I'll show that when we're doing a troubleshooting. Okay. Right now, yeah. So you type rd.break and then you type control plus X key. Okay, on the keyboard I'm holding the control key and the X. Okay, but make sure the control key you're using is on the left side of the keyboard, not on the right side of the keyboard. Control X.
It's also written on the bottom of after the rd.break. It's written at the end.
Yeah, but it doesn't tell you which one is it. If you use the one on the right side, it doesn't work. Okay, and then it comes up to this screen here. So you have this screen. Okay, so you are in emergency mode. Okay, over here, you type the command exactly the way it is. Mount -o DFSNH. Okay, so a lot of the commands is not going to work here. So don't worry about this. Just type this command here, mount -o, remount, read, write, sysroot. Just memorize this command here, okay? You just have to hit enter. And then the following command is chroot. We are changing the root to sysroot. Okay, we made the system sysroot read write, and then we are changing it to sysroot here. So look at this here, we are in a different place now. Okay, so this is read and writable. And then now we're going to type the command password. Okay, and then I have hit enter. Since this is root, you just hit enter here. Now it's asking for the user password, the new password. I'm going to give the new password Red Hat 1. Okay, you're not done here yet. Okay, so what you have to do is, do not restart yet. There is a file you need to create, touch, then you have to create /auto relabel, AUTO relabel. Okay, then you type exit, and then you type reboot now. Okay, before I do that, let me copy all this here. Now you are in emergency mode. So type -o remount read write, and you're doing sysroot. Okay. Okay, and next command is we're going to type chroot sysroot. Okay, and then we're going to type the command password. Okay, now enter new password. If you are using it as a root here, any password works. Even the old existing password works. Okay, and okay, at this moment, exit. No, you have to type touch. You have to type a period, auto, relabel, all one word. Now you type exit, then you type reboot. Okay.
I'm still connected, right? I can't hear anything.
Yeah, I'm here.
How often that happens that a root forget this password?
Not much. Okay. So I have to put in the root Red Hat 1. Okay. So the password is changed now. So maybe let's look at it here. Connecting to console for HP, Dell, or VMware. So let's see here. I'm going to type in. Okay, so this is what the VMware console is. And okay, so you will have like a link for a website here for VMware, and you log in, and then you will have all this information visible to you. Okay. And the one for IBM, for IBM, HP, and Dell, you connect using IP address. Okay, so in your team environment, it will be known that you will have like a IP address for the console. Okay, I mean, don't stress too much on this. I mean, there is no way I could demonstrate this. Maybe I could just pull up some picture. But IBM console, IBM HMC. I'm trying to find a good picture here.
What are the new?
I just forget it. Let me see if I have a copy already. Okay, so this is what it will look like, okay? You have this ID here. These are all the servers here, right? On the right side. Okay, you have all these servers here, the physical servers, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 servers in this example here, okay? And there is a dongle here. It's called, I don't know what it's called here. Cat5 cable, no, USB conversion. Okay, so there is a little cable that connects here. It connects in the back here. So it's using the video and it's using the USB here. On the end here, it has the IP address port to this here. So it connects into the switch. Okay, and then it's going into a daisy chain here. So for example, the server in this, the middle server is down. You're not able to see on the screen here. You don't have to go into the data center. What you do is, you're going to connect to this place here, to this box. And from that box, you should be able to see this screen here. Okay? So, I mean, anybody know what KVM is? Keyboard, mouse, video. Keyboard, video, mouse. You could
Not me. I don't know, brother.
Okay, you could buy a box like this here, and what it has is you could plug in multiple computers to this here, but you could only use one mouse and keyboard to it, and the monitor. All you have to do is push the button in here and it will switch between multiple computers here. For example, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could connect to about 5 computers in here simultaneously, but what you could do is you could use just one monitor and one keyboard and mouse, and then you could just switch between them. This comes in handy if you have like many physical computers and you don't want to like go between each and every computer physically. You just have one keyboard and monitor and mouse, and then you just switch between these 5 computers here in this case. It comes with all the cables and all that, okay? Yeah, don't sweat about this too much here because you won't be going into the physical data center as much. Because if you end up getting, if somebody is offering you to work inside a physical data center, don't take that job. I'm not training you for taking the physical labor job, okay? It will pay you less, and it will sometimes they will ask you to do lot more stuff than what you are capable of doing.
Inshallah.
Okay, so let's see here. So for IBM, it's called HMC. Okay, so what HMC stands for hardware management. Console. Okay, and for HP, it's called ILO. So HP call itself integrated light out, and Dell call themselves as IDRAC. IDRAC. So this is integrated Dell remote access controller.
Brother Zafar, my apologies. Since I'm at job, I missed in the beginning how we started to come to these pictures while I stepped away from the computer. Do you mind to just, in a minute, just explain why we are doing all these picture things and the recovery thing, the consulting? My apologies.
What do you mean? No. Can you? I will ask you to watch the video. Okay, watch the video because I don't have too much time now. I already explained you that if you're not able to go connect to the computer server directly, there is like a backup option here. You could go and connect to the server using this option, and then troubleshoot furthermore. Okay.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. So we are done with the password recovery. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to set up a Samba server. Okay, it's also a file sharing server. So let's see here what it does. Okay, so okay, so Samba server. Let's see here. It's a Linux server, one of the no. So let's set this up here, and then we'll talk about this. What this is Samba, okay? This is a server. We use this mostly for file sharing between the servers, not servers. File sharing. Samba is standard Windows enumerable suite for program, and Samba is an important from. Okay, so the files are saved on the Linux server, but it's mostly used by Windows people. Why? Because managing and keeping the data on the Linux server is much more easier than to keep the data on the Windows server. And Linux server is free. If you know how to use it, it's free, right? But for the Windows server, if you want to have a Windows file server, it will cost you a license. So we'll worry about that later here. Let's try to install all these things here and see what happens. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy a new Red Hat. I'm going to enable network host only adapter, and then I'm going to enable NAT, allow all host only adapter. That's good, right, guys? Okay. Okay. So we have this here, the Samba. We're going to set this up as a Samba server. Okay. Once we complete this, you will understand what is actually going on here. Okay. So I'm going to install yum install Samba -y. Okay. So let's do this. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is I'm going to clear this and I'm going to make a directory, specific shared directory. Okay. It could be on our hard drive. It could be on an attached hard drive here. This directory could be anywhere. So I'm going to do mkdir/windows share. I'm going to give the name Windows share, the name of the directory. And then I'm going to get enforce. So SU Linux system security is on. So I'm gonna disable this here. Okay. And then let's do ls-ld Windows. So it's all set to root here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the read-write access to the directory. Okay. And now we're going to add a user. I'm going to create a username, Windows user here. So when we can connect from the Windows server, it will ask for the username and password. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the user. What is the command to add the user?
Add user. User add.
User add. And I'm going to give it a name win user. Yeah, win user looks good to me. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a Samba specific user here. I'm going to give a name SMB password -A. Okay, win user. First you have to create a user and then you're setting up the password for that user here. And then the password I'm going to put red hat. Okay, user, added user, win user. Let's see, cat, etc, password. Okay, so it all looks, and also there is a Samba specific command, a cd edit -l. So I'm going to give PDB. Okay, so the user is there, and this is a Win user who is going to be using the files here. So now there is a configuration file here. What are you going to do? VI etc. If you're going into the configuration folder, that means it's a configuration file here. And this folder is created by when we install the Samba smd.conf. Okay. So what we're gonna have to do is go all the way down here, and then these are some of the printers here, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it a name. Give that same exact name, whatever you have given earlier, WinShare, name of the folder. And the path, where is it path role located? Path equals root Windows share. Okay, so the directory we created was Windows share, right? Or WinShare. And then writable, yes. Yeah, it is Windows share. So before I forget, let me put this in here. mkdir get enforce okay, and then you change the ch mode, and then we're gonna add the user. Okay, my directory, and then permission, and then add user, and then what we did was the user we created this user as an application specific user, okay? And then to check if the user is added to this is PD database. So alright, I don't know what this is, so let's put it in Google. PDB edit. Well, don't worry about this here. This is a file that will tell you if the user is added to the Samba database or not. User database now. Okay. Now edit the configuration file. Okay, and then you have to go all the way down here and put this information in there. And then what you have to do is you have to disable the firewall. Disable the firewall. What is the command to disable the firewall?
System CTL disable firewall D.
Yeah. First stop it. Start with the firewall. Okay, and then you disable it. Very good. Okay, so okay, and now let's start the services. Start the Samba service, right? Anything you're running it comes with the service, and then there's some configuration file and things like that. It's normal here. So how are you going to start the service? So it's simple here. Just start the Samba service, and the command is system start SMB, that service. Okay, and then let's see if the status, and it's active and running. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to keep it enabled here. If the system reboots, then it will automatically get enabled. Okay. And also there is one more service here, NMB. System and then and then you enable it. So let's see what NMB service is, okay? So it's related to the Samba. What does it stand for? Net BIOS NMB stands for SMB stands for Server Message Block. And Samba is the most common Linux tool which is used. And then what is NMB? Anybody? Let's see. NMB is a server, net BIOS, or IP service.
So Zafar, this is the Samba service, and this is just for file sharing, you said?
File sharing for Windows servers.
Oh, Windows server, not Linux to Linux.
You could do that, but this is more specifically for, we are putting everything on a Linux box because there is no licensing for Linux box, right? It's free. And then you could use the file sharing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and then you start the service, you enable it. And you check the status. Okay, it's running good. Okay, and now go to the Windows box on your machine. Go to the launch the Explorer here, okay? So what you do is you go here in network and see if it's discoverable. Okay, it is not. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into network and add our network and sharing center. Let's go in here. Oh man. Okay, click on PC here. I'm going to hide my stuff here. And then go on top, it says add a network location, okay? Click in there. And you go next. And then you have to put in the IP address. So this is the IP address you need. No. No, go in here, map a network drive. Map a network drive. Click in there. And then select whichever network drive you want to do it. I have B available here. So I'm going to do S for Samba, okay? And then the way you do it is you do \\, and slash, Windows Server, Windows Share. Okay, why Windows Share? Because this is where we gave the name here, Windows Share. WinShare, I'm sorry. Is it a WinShare or Windows Share? We'll find out which one is going to work, Windows Share or WinShare. And then connect using a different credential. Okay, now it's asking for the username and password here. So what is the username we're going to give? WinUser. And the password is, go ahead. And I'm going to tell it to remember it and see what happens. Oh, you know what? Actually, for this to work, you have to go and enable the CIFS file system. So you go in here, you go into properties, you go into uninstall a program, and on the left side you see turn the Windows feature on and off. Okay, let me take a screenshot. And then I'm going to highlight this area. Yeah, let me close this. Okay, you go into here, and then go down where it says SMB. Okay, right here. You have to enable this here, SMB. Uncheck this one here. All these things should be checked in here. So let me take a screenshot of that also. Alright, you guys should be able to do all this here. I don't have to give other instructions like other screenshot. This screenshot should be good enough. On Windows box. Okay, once you have done that, okay, it's gonna install the required files. Oh no. I'm gonna say don't restart, okay? Hopefully it should work. Let me take a screenshot here first. Okay, once you have done this, the IP address we have to type is 192, whatever your IP address is, 158.56.13 / Windows share. And then click finish. And then it will ask you for the password, okay? Put in the username and password here. Okay, so type in, what is the username we used? Win user, right?
Yes, brother.
Okay. Okay, let's see if it's gonna work. Oh God. Okay, I may have to restart the box for it to actually work here. But let me put this in the browser and see if it's gonna work in the browser. 131, right? 192.68. Yeah, I have to do the reboot because it's pending the reboot for the files to take effect. And I'm gonna stop here and I will pick it up from here from tomorrow, okay? I have to reboot the system anyway.
Jazakallah.
Okay. Okay.